Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show, episode 745, the 3-year anniversary edition, part 4. I am your host, Matrix Lloyd, 212, and I'm with Daniel. What's up, Daniel?
Hi, guys.
What's up, James?
Hey, what's up?
What's up, Mike J?
Leslie Jones, I love you, bitch.
What's up, Scott?
Greetings and salutations.
Okay, so something came out. I'm surprised, Daniel, you didn't talk to me about it, but supposedly there is 2 choices for the new Starfleet captain. One being David Tennant,
Oh, God.
which would basically make the whole sci-fi community go crazy.
What's this based? Where's this information coming from first?
This was on a article because they had they were talking about how different types of not companions. Oh my God, friggin' captains for Star Trek Discovery, and they said David Tennant there was on the wish list, and they also said an African American woman.
Leslie
as a-
Jones.
Leslie Jones!
Yeah.
No, they didn't say her, but they basically said that they're throwing around ideas.
Yeah.
David Tennant, they really want. So
We need an ape on the Enterprise.
stop it.
Oh,
Terrible.
God. A
Terrible.
racist
He
ape.
doesn't mean that at all.
Look like a banana.
He doesn't mean that at all. Neither does Scott. Stop it.
Take us to warp speed, motherfuckers.
Listen. Listen. The whole thing is that.
That's terrible,
Is this-
Daniel.
are they-
Cut it out.
Yeah.
Cut it
Are they going to take this show seriously? Are they going to what are they going to do? I mean,
Are we going to take this show seriously?
probably not.
So
Probably not.
That's supposed
Says
to
the man in white.
I'm laughing at him now.
Yeah.
The Tenet thing's a really bad idea, and I mean the black female. I guess they could do that. What, like Angela Bassett or something? Is that what they're going for?
Powder.
I didn't see the names, but I'm not sure who they had lined.
So I'd like to CCH Pounder Leslie Jones.
I like Leslie Jones. Cut it out, Dad.
She.
I
She
hate
did a lot
Leslie
of-
Jones.
She's
But yeah, I
awesome.
respect your opinion.
Yeah. Trolls gave her a bad rap. Come on.
Oh, well, she's just kind of horrible on Twitter to a lot of people. So
Well, the trolls came to my thing because they started attacking my Ghostbusters babes.
Oh, fuck them.
So, listen. The whole thing is this. I gotta be frank. Who the fuck cares?
Yeah, I mean, I
That
don't
if
care.
there's a Ghostbuster sequel. Who cares? You fucking you're like complaining all day long on my channel about, the hate Ghostbusters. Get the hell out of your fucking house.
there is a
Stop the
Ghostbusters
bullshit.
sequel. It's the video game. Well, Activision just recently published is actually
Yeah, it's number
it's actually directly after the movie.
Yeah. No, but I mean, there's going to be a sequel to the girls one.
Yeah.
So who cares, though? Why is that what I don't understand is, why is that a huge deal? Like, why is everybody losing their shit if there is a sequel?
Because there's those out there who honestly think that it's going to take away something from the first one, which from the original one, which it is not.
Bill Murray can't even walk, let alone, like, hold the proton pack. And, I mean, come on, man. Like, I wish we could see them in the proton packs, too, but they can't go running around like that. As much as I would love to see it.
Yeah.
So, I think people need to chill out with that stuff.
They'll give them hernias.
And they're getting hernias over if the Ghostbusters making money. So what if it makes money? So what if it makes money back? Would that prove that they're wrong?
Yeah, and that's their point. They're afraid to be proven wrong, so they're going to do all this attack and hoping that all this attacking is going to downplay the movie, when in reality all their attacking is just because people go see it and find out that they're wrong.
The movie's going to generate money till September because it's not released till everywhere till August 24th. So give it another week after that or two, and that's it. It's over.
I'll probably watch that when it comes to Netflix or something, but I just have an issue, like you and I were talking about that earlier today, about just the principle of like rebooting such a time-honored sort of film as Ghostbusters. I just have a problem kind of getting over that, because to me it's kind of like, I used the example earlier of Beverly Hills Cop. It's like if they decided to remake Beverly Hills Cop with Leslie Jones, no joke, I mean, I'm just saying because I could see this happening, them casting Leslie Jones as Axel Foley, you know, and making Axel like kind of like a nickname, and she could be like whoever Foley, and they have her go and play Axel Foley, and they reboot Beverly Hills Cop with her playing that character, and it's just something like, you know, why? It's senseless. It's needless. You know, like, why do that?
But
There's just no need to.
No, my question is this:
Yeah.
they started doing things like making
Well, you should probably direct this at me.
Michael Clark Duncan.
Yeah.
They made a black Kingpin, and then they started changing all the white roles to black, like the Honeymooners, all these different things. Back then, that was, you know. Now it's just a woman now.
Yeah,
so
no one gave a shit about that. The Honeymooners, you know, forget like white, black, whatever. To me, the Honeymooners, the whole point of what made that such a great like novelty and such a great thing was like Jackie Gleason, Audrey Meadows, Art Carney, all of those guys, and
Joyce Randolph.
Yeah, I was trying to think of her name. That it's the chemistry of those characters. Or the actors, rather, as those characters. I mean, what are you going to do? Like, who's that asshole that was on The King of Queens? Kevin James? What are you going to get him to play Ralph Crandon? I mean, get the fuck out of here.
No, he couldn't. I mean, some people, just like there'll never be a Inspector Clouseau like Peter Sellers. Like, that's not...
Exactly.
There'll never be a Jack Tripper there. You know, they try to make their own different things.
Yeah, do it. Let's do a Three's Company.
Yeah.
Let's do a Three's Company and like reverse it, where it's like, you know, two guys and a woman living together, and you know, whatever, you know, make it black actors or something. I mean, it's just get the fuck out of here. Look what they did
with Archie Bunker. They made a reversal reboot of a black family like that.
What was that?
It didn't survive, obviously. It didn't.
What was it?
It was All in the Family, but they were black.
I don't remember that. When did that come out?
Because it didn't last more than like 2 episodes, really. It got canceled immediately. You know, if not that I'm trying to show my age, but All in the Family spawned spin-offs of Jeffersons,
Good Times, Maude,
as
Gloria,
well as
Archie Bunker's Place. There's
Gloria had her own like quick spin-off that she was a vet.
Oh God,
that didn't last.
And
then you know, the Jeffersons, that was a fantastic show.
Maude. Don't forget Maude.
Years later, 227.
Fucking B. Arthur.
B. Arthur was great.
I just wish they'd make their own movies these days. Think of some new ideas.
That's like if they would make a Charlie's Angels, but they're all guys talking to a girl. Like, that wouldn't make any sense.
I'm waiting for that.
Well, they're rebooting Charlie's Angels, but it's Elizabeth Banks is doing it. But it's not going to be God. That would be terrible. Just like James Bond should be a woman either. You know? So while I love Leslie Jones, I would never want her to be Axel Foley in Beverly Hills Cop at all. You know? But with the exception of Ghostbusters, had it carried on, they probably would have had female members. I mean, I don't see a big deal with that.
Here we go. If they did it in such a way it was as it was a sequel, I think people wouldn't have so much problems with it. But the fact that it's considered a reboot of the series, that's where they're having their conniption fits.
Yeah, but another thing, I've heard something down the line that in a sequel or two they may try to connect the universes where they'll show Dan Aykroyd as a Ghostbuster in that universe, and Ernie Hudson and maybe Bill Murray. Like they're planning something weird to do, like a multiverse of Ghostbusters teaming up against a ghost that's trans-dimensional or whatever. You know. So I don't know. I mean, that's been little rumblings that they may do.
Well, getting back to your original talking point, I mean, what are your thoughts on this David Tennant? I mean, you know that's not going to happen. But
well, see, I'm worried about that because here's the thing, right? He was in Star Wars as well, voicing. He was like the robot that created the lightsabers. So, I mean, I don't know if I would want to see, because I would always see the Doctor, not the captain of the whatever. I I would see him as Mr. Fantastic in a Fantastic Four movie, but I wouldn't want to see him as a Star Trek captain. You know, like
I've always,
I don't know.
said, as a villain, I see him more as Arcade.
I see Tennant over the year, ever since he left Doctor Who, and even before then, he's been mainly in TV. He's done a few movies, but he's just good at the TV role, you know, as Kilgrave and Jessica Jones. This is what he does well.
He needs
I
different
think he'll stay in
roles.
TV.
Well, I never seen, how is that show he does where he plays the cop? Broadchurch.
Broadchurch, very good show. He carries it though. He's very. I think they're doing another series. I'm not sure.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, oh, that's brilliant. That's good. I can look forward
That's
to that.
Chibnall also, right?
Yeah, it's basically he just he's very good at playing different. You know, an actor's good if they can play good and bad, and
Right.
he can. He's proven that with Kilgrave. Matt Smith is also good at playing bad guys too. They just don't utilize him very well.
Yeah, Matt Smith had bad luck though with movie stuff.
Yep, he's had very poor luck.
I mean, David Tennant did too with Fright Night. I mean, it technically bombed, and he hasn't really had luck too with movies that much. But he's doing well on TV though. That's is the exception. Matt Smith is not yet.
Yeah, because if you just think about it, even if you ask like the newer fans of Doctor Who, who's their Doctor, most of them do say David Tennant, and they also a lot of people just know David Tennant. Matt Smith is still kind of, even though he's been Doctor Who, he's quite an unknown.
He's still young, to be. He just needs a good break. That's all.
David Tennant does not age though. He does not look a day older.
Oh no. But Matt Smith was really embarrassing in Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. I mean, I was really disappointed with his performance. I really didn't. They made him look like an idiot.
Does any of you watch Star Wars Rebels?
No.
No.
You watch that?
You know that Tom Baker's in the next series.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's what we know.
Because
Because when I first saw the trailer for it, it didn't dawn on me that was his voice, and then I read something that he was going to be somebody, and then when they mentioned the person's name, and I rewatched it, it's like, oh yeah, there's his voice.
James, what is he, a Sith or is he a Jedi?
No, he's like in the Jedi temp. He's like over-voicing something to do with the Force. I think it's more Jedi-orientated. This is the sort of thing Tom Baker can do these days, because obviously he can't do any acting right now. But he's good at doing voiceovers, and you might as well use that great voice while it's still around.
Yeah.
But the first two series of Star Wars Rebels are great. I highly recommend watching it if you're into the original 3 movies.
I got Netflix. I think it's on Netflix, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, the American Netflix, yeah. Yeah, you got it.
I like Star Wars, but I tried watching Rebels. I just couldn't get into it. It's too cartoony, you know. It's like for kids.
How many episodes did you give it?
I tried like 1 or 2.
You gotta
I really like Star Wars. I really like Star Wars. You know, I like it more and more, and you know, I'm looking. I just want to watch some. You know, I've been looking for new information. For example, I've been looking for new information.
Well, Rebels is canon. And
yeah. Rebels is canon. That's cool.
Spoiler alert: Vader is involved heavily in the second season, so you know, watch it.
And James
Earl
Jones,
and Admiral's fun.
Yep. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh God. Right. Forget me. Very excited here. Oh, it's too much Star Wars.
What do you think of Rogue One?
Joe, did you hear anything about the new live-action TV series?
About what?
Like
Star Wars?
Are they going with it? Yeah.
I don't think that's the plan right now because I think their focus is the movies.
The focus is movies and funding Rebels.
I mean, right now we're going to have a Han Solo movie, but they're talking about a trilogy now all of a sudden with Han Solo. I mean,
it makes sense they put the money into movies because they've got a successful TV show to run around with. Why would they need to add anything else?
I'm disappointed because I really want a Darth Vader trilogy because in my mind, I just want to see him go after every single Jedi before Star Wars starts and wipe them out.
That's what I was hoping from Rebels, but we've gained a little bit of that, but it's showing a little bit of that. I hope we get more of it in the next season.
And I wouldn't mind them going back further to make like Knights of the Republic.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff they can do in Star Wars. It's great, but we're going to get way more Star Wars. We're obviously going to get let's be honest here, we're going to get a crappy movie here and there. I don't want it to be negative. But
Yeah, I just don't know which
Yeah.
one, but we are going to get it. It's about
Rogue,
that.
Rogue
Even a
One
Marvel
looks
movie,
good.
too.
I think Rogue One might be a bit worse than people expect. I see a lot of people
I'm
have got a
actually
lot
worried
of high
about that.
hopes.
I'm very worried about that because they're reshooting scenes to take it away from its vision, and I don't know about that.
I have faith that they'll make a good movie, but a lot of people seem to have high hopes in this movie, expecting a lot from it. What I expect from this movie is it'll be good, but it'll sequel bait. That's what I expect from this movie. But you know, we'll probably get a good or a bad movie from now on time. But so far, so good, and it's good that they're making movies.
Do you think Episode 8 will make more money than Force Awakens?
Oh yeah, 100%. I still can't believe I watched Force Awakens day one. I'm very happy I did that.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and I'm definitely gonna go see Rogue One. I love this movie. The more I watch, the more I love it. I'm hearing that it could end kind of badly, where everyone just dies at the end, which I think is kind of cool.
To be expected.
That makes sense though.
Yeah, I mean, it's to be expected. They get the plans away, and then they'll probably die. Because they said the rebels gave their lives to give those plans. So
Yeah, maybe they run into Darth Vader. And Darth Vader just slays them all with his lightsaber.
well,
I'm very secretive about that, the Darth Vader stuff, but
I really want to see him running around in the armor, though. That's
Yeah.
what I want to see. That it's not a handicap with the armor. It makes him even better. And then maybe he was a little soft on Luke. I'm guessing. But
I think
there is a
I thought we'll
Beverly
just get a cameo.
There is a Beverly Hills Cop movie with Eddie Murphy, rated R, planning stages. Originally, they did a pilot for CBS where they killed off Eddie Murphy's character, but then the movie company immediately they destroyed the. They said, you know what? We could, with everything coming back to movies, let's scrap this whole thing and make it a movie. And the guy that was in Tropic Thunder was supposed to play his son. And Eddie Murphy died at the end, but nobody ever got to see it because they pulled it. They wrecked it. I guess they're gonna, you'll never see it.
Oh crap! I wanted to see that. That sounds cool. That sounds cool.
No.
It really does.
Not cool that Eddie Murphy's character dies. Axel Foley, come on, that wouldn't be cool to see. So yeah, a rated R, Beverly Hills Cop.
Which is good because that last movie they tried to go with PG or PG-13, and it really.
You need a rated R Die Hard too.
Yeah.
When they start going PG-13, it's like Aliens vs. Predator. When PG-13 it didn't work. Rated R is what it needs to be.
Yeah, Alien vs. Predator. That was,
I
yeah.
saw the first one. I never did see the second one, which I think
The second one was bloody though, because it was rated R, which is
Yep.
nice. But
It's weird. The Alien franchise, that's Predator franchise, are very famous for their second movies being considered sometimes better. I mean, I like Alien and Aliens both equally for different reasons, because one's an action movie, one's a horror movie. But the Alien vs. Predator movies, they're both bad, but one of them has more gore.
yeah, the second Alien vs. Predator, yeah, because it was rated R from PG-13. They listened to the fans, but see, the thing
There's
is,
a
it was
creepy
back.
scene, I can't remember if it's in the first one or the second one, where they do something to I think a pregnant lady, these aliens, I can't remember, I think it might be the second one. It's a very creepy scene, so that's probably because it'd be rated R, so that'd be the one.
It's the second one where she's her friend, right?
Yeah.
in the-
Right.
And she's
remember, right?
like whatever. Yeah, I think that's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, it's
John
They do
Hurt
creepy
got
stuff.
impregnated in the first one.
They're really into that stuff in the Alien movies, the impregnation. So I don't know why they keep focusing on that, but
Yeah, but you know what? Though, in that time period, a lot of number twos were fantastic. Superman 2, Empire Strikes Back. Even
Yeah.
Beverly Hills Cops, who I liked better.
Because I remember the second Beverly Hills Cop, because when it came out, I believe I was staying with Dad, and it was like I went to see two movies, that and the first RoboCop. So.
oh yeah, RoboCop. The first two RoboCops were good for me.
Yeah, the other ones were horrible.
Did they
There
do
was
a fourth
another
one?
one. They had a TV series where they killed off his captain, his partner, I think.
Oh god.
Or was that 4? I don't even know if it was a 4.
I remember 3 being particularly bad. I do remember watching that.
That was with the ninja robot, right?
Yeah.
That was horrible.
Bad movie. But that's, bad movies are good. They're good for Netflix and Watch With Your Girlfriend, and it gives you an excuse to do other things, which are not
I honestly think when I think one of the worst movies I've ever seen was Alien 3. And it sucks because now, Charles Dance's great and everything, but that whole mess was horrible.
Wait, which one?
Alien 3.
Oh, Alien 3 is a horrible movie.
I purely hated that movie.
No, it's bad. People say that the fourth one's worse. They're both terrible. I hate the fourth one.
And around that time, the Freddy's Dead, the Final Nightmare came out. That was god-awful, too.
Yeah.
That was horrible.
Alien, there's so many things fucked. Sorry for swearing, but there's so many things messed up about Alien 3. It's just bad.
They tried to fix it with Alien Resurrection, but it still was bad.
Oh god, both terrible movies.
That was horrible.
Alien 3 is just a little bit worse.
About Alien Resurrection is, if I remember it, that was the one that had the monster that looked like freaking Pumpkinhead.
That was ridiculous.
I mean, I looked at that thinking, is this a Pumpkinhead movie or a Alien movie?
I thought they ran out of money because I'm like,
Yeah.
In the third movie they had no weapons, no nothing. There was a dog alien. This one,
Yeah.
I thought they ran out of money. I'm like, shit.
Yeah, it does feel very low budget, the number 4, and it just seemed crappy, but I forgave it because it's just crap from the start. Alien 3 had potential. That's why it's worse to me. Because you could have done so much more with that movie, but it just
James Cameron hates Alien 3. He just spoke out about that. He said they made the biggest mistakes by killing off like Newt and Hicks and impregnating the hero, and the hero's trying to commit suicide the whole movie, and the alien don't want to kill her. That was so depressing. That is the creation of depression right there. Because you go to that movie, you definitely walk out of there depressed. Some people probably jumped off bridges after seeing that movie. That movie was bad. Really
I
bad.
remember watching it laughing because of how bad it was.
God. Jason
'Cause,
goes to hell. That was horrible too.
If your main character can't die because they won't touch it, you know what I mean? It's a retarded movie.
Superman 3. God.
Oh.
The only thing that was cool about that was Superman drunk at the bar.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "You want to fly, Kent?"
What about Superman 4?
Superman 4 was awful because the guy the guy's voice was like a woman, and they didn't realize it until they went to film. And he's like, "Destroy Superman now!" And they're like, and then they had to give Gene Hackman a little more money to use his voice.
Guy, yeah.
Horrible. Oh my God.
Oh, what about the guy? You remember the Superman reboot they did? And it was just a crap movie.
Yeah, but that was better than that. No.
No, it was crap because it was just boring. There was nothing wrong with it. The guy who played Superman was the Atom, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He's the current Atom.
Brandon
yeah.
Ruth.
Yeah, that's it.
But you try selling Superman Returns action figures at Toy Store. There was no villains.
Yeah.
Who was Superman gonna beat up?
The cat.
Stalking Lois. I mean,
That was clearance in
all the way
weeks.
through.
That was clearance in weeks. Those figures. Because I was putting those figures on the shelf. I'm like, oh.
See, I always thought the cat was the villain in that movie, but obviously I was wrong.
The cats.
Yeah, because that was the biggest deal of the movie to me. It's like, oh no, the cat. Save the cat.
The one good scene I like about Superman Returns was when the kid just threw the piano into the guys, killed the guys. And I was like, oh, this is cool because the kid, kryptonite doesn't affect the kid. Because he's even better. He's even, like, that was really interesting to me because now he would be even more powerful than his father. Because he don't have any weakness. He doesn't have a weakness with kryptonite.
Yeah, but
he's
he's
just-
weaker.
No,
Maybe
he wasn't.
He's half human.
Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. But one of the movies was bad. Supergirl movie was
I
bad.
remember that. Luckily, I saw it on HBO.
No, you know what is bad? The Captain America movie.
Oh, 70s ones?
The,
The
the,
80s or the 90s.
the one which never got released.
Where he was an Italian fascist, the Red Skull.
Yeah.
The horror.
There's an Italian fascist.
And then you had that Fantastic Four movie during the 80s or so.
I have that. I have the one that was never released. The Jewel.
So bad.
Dr. Doom. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're so bad that they're actually quite funny. To me, those are comedies.
I was at a comic book convention. Somebody was showing that, and then I saw that. I saw the scene in question. Then I went back and watched it online, and that ending scene where you see Reed stick his hand up through the skylight, and it just like I said, it looked like somebody stuck a sock over a slinky, and then stuck a glove on top of that to make it look as though it was waving. That's the way to me. That's.
I remember seeing Star Trek V, and I was just, I'm coming from Wrath of Khan, and I'm watching it, and I'm seeing them eating marshmallows. I'm like, I'm looking at my dad, I'm like, oh. What the hell is happening here? Klingons apologizing, I'm like, what is this shit? I'm like, oh, those are some bad clunkers back in the day. Movie
There's
sequels.
been bad movies back then, see? This is proof that there used to be bad movies too.
Yeah. I think what's really started the sequels? Chuck Norris, Missing in Action. Oh, he did the first prequel. Chuck Norris, Missing in Action 3 was a prequel or something. They invented the prequel back then.
Oh, I'd have to look into it. I think so.
Some shit like that, yeah.
The worst movie of all time is still Troll 2, right?
Troll 2. Oh shit, that was
What
wow.
was it?
Troll 2.
No, you know what?
God.
Critters 4. With Leo DiCaprio in space.
I don't know, Troll 2, man.
That's not bad.
Just for the fact it's called Troll 2 and there's no trolls in it, for me that is the gravest of crimes.
Ghoulies. Remember Ghoulies 1 and 2? The creatures that came out of the toilet, that was the whole thing. That was it. They just came out of the toilet. I'm like, alright. Yeah, exactly.
Troll 2 is so bad people forget about the first Troll movie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see
The first Troll one, I can't remember.
Wasn't the one from Seinfeld in Troll 2? Julia Louis-Dreyfus? Was she in Troll 1?
Sorry, I honestly don't know, but I know that the first movie is considered pretty good, and the second movie is not a sequel to it, even though it's called Troll 2.
I just want to see new Critters, though. So they did a fan film of that last year. Looked great. And I know they're bringing the Gremlins back, so that's a sequel, not a reboot. So that's gonna be cool.
We had a lot of good trailers recently, didn't we?
Yeah. Not feeling that new Die Hard though. They're trying
You
to
all
make
discussed the Walking Dead trailer?
The Walking Dead, man. I gotta tell you, they you know what? The only thing that sucks about that is Fear the Walking Dead comes out first.
Oh,
That
God.
shit comes out. God.
It sucks ass.
Me and Sharon were just talking about it because we're like, what the hell are we going to watch on Sunday nights? I'm like, well, Fear the Walking Dead's back next month. She gave me a look like, that crap, you know. We got American Horror Story in September, and we got, Rick is back in October.
Fear the Walking Dead is so bad, but their trailer... Have you seen the trailer for the next part of the series?
Yeah,
It's
fucking
so
awful.
bad, they even show a trailer where they show a guy willing to self-sacrifice himself into zombies. Nobody does that! I'm sorry.
Stupid.
Like, it's just dumb.
We got another season.
characters-
That's what sucks.
The characters are incredibly dumb in this series. That's why it's
Oh.
bad to watch.
God, I
It's
can't
not that
wait
there's
for
bad
that.
actors. It's just that they're bad. Just the
They're
decisions
not
they make.
likable. They're not likable at all.
I like the only guy I like is
can't stand
Daniel.
that. Was it Trevor's kid? Is it Trevor or? I think it's
Travis.
Travis's kid.
Yes.
I can't stand that kid.
Oh yeah, I can't wait till he dies.
Freaky deaky, Norman Bates, whatever.
The only two good characters are Daniel, the guy who, the Spanish guy who,
Well, Anne Lockhart was in the first Troll. Yeah, and Julie Louis-Dreyfus, yeah.
She was in the first one or second one?
First one.
Okay.
Need to go rewatch that movie.
All I know is that somebody big is going to be dead in Walking Dead. Probably Maggie, maybe even. Maybe they'll change it up. Maybe Glenn and Maggie. Because I'm hearing
I was
that
thinking
they're
two
going to do a
deaths.
second
And
person.
Shelley Mack was also in the first one.
I heard that they're going to do a second victim for spite. I don't know if that's true, but
It makes sense to kill someone then kill someone else later in the episode. That would be
whoever dies, somebody's going to come after Rick, and the Michonne or Carl's going to pull a gun. Carl's going to pull a gun on someone that's going after Rick, and Michonne's going to like step in too, like and knock somebody out because they're trying to blame it's Rick's fault. So
I believe the only person the person it shouldn't be, even though it's obvious it could be, is Abraham, because Abraham has already lived past his comic book life. He died. You know how Denise dies with the crossbow bolt in her eye. That's supposed to be Abraham who's supposed to take that last series.
right.
So if he dies, it makes it kind of pointless why he didn't die 2 episodes before. What's the point?
And I know that they don't know what to do with Norman Reedus because his character doesn't exist in the comics. So
Yeah,
they're
he
constantly
replaces
struggling.
characters basically.
Yeah, they're trying to struggle, and then what they're saying is that he's going to be Negan's captive. That Negan's going to make him wear a prisoner uniform and eat dog food and stuff. That's what I heard. I don't know.
The problem with Daryl's character is he's become so popular. It's kind of like the Fonz on Happy Days, that you run out of things you can do with the character because he's just kind of there doing like just repeating the same sort of scenarios over and over and over, like the Fonz on Happy Days did. And then they started getting outlandish, where they have to like come up like with crazy creative sort of things going on, and then you're kind of like, okay, well, this character's pretty much jumped the shark at this point.
Right, to jump the shark from Happy Days. Yeah. Or he's fighting Mork. Remember that? That was crazy.
Fighting who?
Mork.
Oh, God, I forgot. Fucking Mork and Mindy. Wants to remake Mork and Mindy, oh my god.
Vern and Shirley. Joni Loves Chachi.
If
Yeah,
you
they
gave me a magic wand, I'd get Carl killed, but they won't kill Carl.
Well, if they put Chachi on The Walking Dead, that'd be great. Scott Baio.
Oh shit. That'd be fun.
I'd love to see steampunk. The Walking Dead.
Matt Smith has been asking them, begging them to be on. He's a fan of Walking Dead, Matt Smith.
The Walking Turd, Steam Turd.
Stop it.
They get the zombies pile on, and he's like, "Get off me, man! Get off!"
I'm sorry, I couldn't help laughing
I
at that.
know. Why can't they have something where the zombie virus affects the environment? With all that poison,
Tree.
oil, and I mean, wouldn't it create some type of new ecosystem, like something messing up the air or something that would just start causing storms and stuff? And
What isn't explained to the West? I mean, obviously the most unrealistic thing is zombies anyway, because they should be decomposed completely at this stage. But
No, but
the
they
most
keep
unrealistic-
making new walkers. They keep biting people, killing people, so those walkers are new.
Yeah, I suppose. But people are running out. I mean, the population is, probably 95% diminished at this stage.
Yeah, if you do the math, it doesn't equal out. James is right, unless they're going to explain. I think somebody said in the comic that they explained that something about the virus does something to preserve the flesh from decaying at such a rapid rate. But yeah, he's right. I mean, you would run out because even though they're creating new zombies, you're dealing with less of a number in proportion to the zombies that are out there that are
Mainly
getting.
explained
Yeah.
because the brain is still functional, but it's in a virus-type manner. So the body is still functional. It's not actually dead, but it's not the same way.
What if they
His base instincts, though.
What if they make the zombies be able to talk, like in Return of the Living Dead, where they they get on brain, they get on the paramedic CB and call for more. We need more paramedics, like they did in that movie, and they could have the zombies. Like the new gimmick could be that the zombies, they're eating flesh and stuff. What they could do is they could have where their shit carries like some sort of virus where instead of biting it, they could just like shit in their hand and throw it at people, and people could get infected that way.
What I would do with the show to make a new dynamic is I would have one group that are just scientists, like that guy from season 1 at the end, and they try to cure a walker or a whole bunch of walkers with their faces out, the flesh is out. They're so like creature-like.
Basically a hybrid, or
and they wind up curing those people, and those people go crazy because they're all looking deformed, but they're cured. And now they got to stay like that.
But their brain is
They
still
can't
caught in that base notion.
and then they would create their own group because they would go so batshit crazy because they look deformed, but yet they're normal.
And
that
walkers
they would
won't
just
attack them because they look like walkers.
right. The walkers wouldn't attack them, but they would be more of a threat to the living because they would be walkers that run but have intelligence.
So their intelligence level will be that of it, like a.
It would be like they're cured, but their bodies are not cured. Like their bodies have decomposed, but they're alive again. Like everything is, you know.
I want to
That would
see. Let's be honest here. There is definitely some government factions, hid away. Maybe not the president, but there is still some. I'd say maybe military or government faction which is hiding away either at sea, well, not at sea at this stage, but it's some sort of bunker. I'd like to see that come into play again. Be kind of cool. But
you know what would be
obviously at this
interesting to
point,
talk about is, you know how like all their walkers in Antarctica and stuff like that. I mean, that would be a weird thing. Wouldn't they all want to go to the ice climates because the walkers wouldn't be able to really? There's nothing there. It's unpopulated.
Well, yeah, they do explore that a bit in Z Nation, but the issue is there's no resources there, so it's a catch-22.
Right.
Really.
I know we got World War Z coming out, the second one.
Mhm.
That's coming out next year. I don't know if they can explore that, but
I didn't like the first World War Z.
Peter Capaldi was in it.
It's the only good part of the movie. It's Peter Capaldi.
Playing the Doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, ironically.
It's pretty funny.
It's Brad Pitt. It's just so bland.
Yeah, he's back. That's just
So is he going to come out of the closet and be a fudgebacker in the sequel too, or?
Well, no, what do they inject them with? Now they have some type of horrible disease that's killing them, just to be cured from but those creatures don't react them zombies like now, but they could die though of some disease.
What was that disease they had? Which they try to.
It will kill them eventually, humans.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what the disease.
So it's like they screwed themselves over now because there's no cure for that. So,
It's just
Matt Smith still has a zombie movie coming out in September, right? Patient Zero. Where he cured the zombie virus or something like that.
Is there a trailer for it?
No. Not yet.
When's it coming out?
September, October.
Soon.
Oh.
Yeah. Very soon. Let me see. Come on, man. Matt Smith's got to get a hit. This is getting ridiculous. He's getting miserable. I feel bad.
He's probably rich beyond his dreams, but his companion. It's bad when your companions are more successful than you.
Oh yeah, they're both of them are. Karen Gillan's set for getting all these movies all the time.
Yeah, Karen Gillan's a movie
adorable.
star, and Arthur Darvill has some movie experience, but it's
even James Corden is a talk show host.
Yeah.
Adjman is in that something 8 or something 6, that Netflix series.
Oh wait a minute, did they pull his release? Uh-oh. Oh no, Matt Smith. Did they pull it totally? I can't find it. Oh no. Oh crap. The same time that Doctor Strange comes out, Trolls comes out. Animated though, animated. Oh crap. Yo, where did his movie go? Oh, now I gotta Google it now because maybe they went direct to video? Nobody would know about it because nobody's seen it.
I want to see it.
It's true. I paid the pay-per-view for
Zero, Matt Smith, Natalie Dunn.
Friday Predators and Zombies. Oh, August 25th.
Okay.
It's out in a month.
Wow. There's no trailer? Why not?
That's not a good
weird.
sign, mate.
Yeah, that's bad, man. Yeah, it's almost August already. Where's the trailer?
Then again, Day of the Doctor didn't have a trailer until like a week before. It was ridiculous.
That was a joke. That was a total joke. That didn't make any sense whatsoever.
It's like, I remember discussing on the podcast at the time, like, it was like, they didn't want to make money. Like, the BBC, like, we must not make money on this. It must not be successful. We will not have a trailer.
That was
It's really
bad.
weird. I honestly thought at the time somebody was sabotaging the show.
So did I. I still feel that way. You know, we'll do Williams, but I was talking to Mike D about that earlier. Very worried about the show. Very worried.
But they've got Doctor Who is safe because Top Gear is a complete disaster, and there's two big BBC moneymakers, Top Gear and Doctor Who. Because Top Gear has gone down the drain. If Doctor Who isn't successful, that's a massive hit to the BBC.
Yeah, but why would you make a decision to make one episode for the year? That's horrible. How could you do that? Why don't you put Sherlock on hold?
Yeah, it makes sense.
I suppose they just have limited finances and they're just investing in other projects, and Top Gear's down the drain. They must be going right out of the BBC.
Did they really have to fire that guy? They had to have the
Clarkson.
ego and fire the guy, right? I mean, now the guy's going to make millions, and his friends are going to make millions, and they're going to be set for life, more than they've ever dreamed.
He did a lot of things before that, and he's been there for a long time. I still think they shouldn't have fired him because I like him, but he did punch the producer, and it is unacceptable, right? To do that in the workplace.
mean-
Punch.
Yeah, but the producer was kind of screwing him with him, right? By not getting him the
No,
food and
it
stuff.
genuinely was. The scenario was. There's a voice clip of it somewhere, but the guy's a lovely guy. You know what I mean? That's what makes it worse. That's why you can't really forgive Jeremy in that situation. But the BBC is their own fault for recruiting Chris Evans. I mean, that guy is not the Captain America Chris Evans, guys. It's this radio.
I know, I heard. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's his name?
He is
Matt
the
LeBlanc
worst
wanted
choice.
Was it Matt LeBlanc? He
Now,
wants
Matt
to be,
LeBlanc is one of the best parts of it. That's the irony.
but he wants the other guy fired, though, right? That was the whole thing.
Yeah. Matt LeBlanc is surprisingly good. He's pretty good at cars. He's got a cool, American feel, but just kind of just cool, right?
So he's
Relaxed.
remaining, but that guy is going.
Yes, which is great
He
news.
was fired, right? Or he quit.
Yeah, but it's too late now. They had one shot at creating a new show before the three old guys make their own show on Amazon. It's too late now. They're done.
Yeah.
So the BBC are probably gutted.
Just scrapping it, right?
They won't scrap it, but it's probably going to make, I'd say, if they're lucky to make a third of what they used to make, which is a massive hit financially to them.
Now, don't they have Ripper Street, or that's not?
That's Amazon now.
So they're continuing without. Okay. That survived to season 4, right?
Yeah, it has.
Wow. They need shows,
show.
man. Didn't their show Atlantis get canceled?
Yeah.
And I know that's where they took money for Doctor Who budget, too. They were taking from everything for that.
I watched a few episodes of Atlantis. It was decent, and nothing really to scream about.
Mhm.
It was an interesting twist on it. I'll say that much.
They need to just, add more episodes of Doctor Who and do something with it.
They just
But
cancel good shows. The Musketeers, great show, cancelled. It's just
Peter
stupid choices.
Capaldi's not with them, and probably the moment he left, it probably went downhill, right?
No, actually, surprisingly, Musketeers season 1, which is the one with Peter Capaldi, is very good, but season 2 is better.
Okay.
Most people agree that that's better.
Why don't they
Well,
bring,
yes.
why don't they bring back the dating game or the Newlywed Game with O.J. Simpson? You know, change things up a little, make it really fun.
Or better yet,
Is it going to be on Maury Povich, you're the father? No.
Hillary Clinton.
Well, what was that?
Maury
I said, why not
Povich.
have
No,
to tell
Scott.
the truth, but have to tell the truth, but have Hillary Clinton.
no, she's
Khloe Kardashian taking
they-
a test or whatever.
she'd be more appropriate on the Gong Show.
Oh, that's
She's
true.
Gone Girl.
The Unknown Comic, bring that back, and Chuck Barry. Right?
Oh yes. I already see him.
Well, I think they were bringing back the match game. I think Alec Baldwin was going to host it. Remember with Gene Rayburn and Charles Nelson Riley and all this?
Sharon's Friend is going to be on it in August. Actually.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're going to watch that, yeah.
And they need to bring back The Joy of Painting with Bob Ross. Remember that guy?
Yeah.
He died early. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, they need to bring back. Remember the Uncle Floyd show? That was like Eddie Slavo. You didn't see that Looney Skipperoonie and none of that stuff. That was
something. You sure that's not something regional to where you were?
It was on the same channel that Dark Shadows was on. Back in
no.
the day. But it was like it was a funny show.
Hey,
yeah.
they could bring back Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, but have like Charlie Manson.
Yeah.
Fred Rogers.
Well, they had Eddie Murphy.
We're gonna go to the neighborhood of make believe, boys and girls.
Eddie Murphy, yeah, that was funny on Saturday Night Live when Eddie Murphy.
Yes, I remember seeing that episode.
Robinson's Neighborhood, right?
Yeah, the landlord was always showing up, knocking on the door, and he goes, oh look, boys and girls, Juanita left Mr. Robinson a little gift at the front door, and he's like, and you hear like a little baby crying, and he's like, ooh. I haven't seen Juanita in how long? Oh, it's been about 9 months.
That's ridiculous.
He's always escaping. He's always escaping through the fire escape, trying to get out.
Yep.
He's like, well,
that was the greatest thing. Like, who shot Buckwheat? Remember that?
Yeah.
Yes.
We're gonna go back to the footage one more time. Buckwheat has been shot.
That was the funniest thing I've ever seen. And then the hot tub. James Brown. Hot tub. Gonna get you back.
I like where they made him up as Mr. White, and then they sent him around town in Manhattan, and he was like, he was in the white makeup, and they were kind of making fun of the fact he was treated differently when he was like, you know, looking as a black male as he is, as opposed to being made up as Mr. White, and he's like, I'd like to buy a paper, and the guy's like, go ahead, take it. No one's looking. You can have it. You know, like white people get perks. It was really funny. They were making like a satire, the whole thing. The guy's looking around. He's like, go ahead, take it. And then they had him, he's like, I was the only, what was it? There was only one black man on the bus, and then the guy got off, and they had like the cocktail waitresses going up serving drinks on the bus, throwing a party.
That was funny. They can't do that stuff now. Everybody gets offended about everything now.
God,
oh, yeah, no shit.
They talk about shows at one time that you can no longer make, and then...
Can't even see, like, Speedy Gonzalez.
No, it came off.
All that's gone, yeah.
It's like even
the old days before people got thin-skinned and thin dicks.
They complain about everything. They make everything like, you know, you can't even joke on TV anymore. They're like, oh,
remember, like a good example. Remember in Living Color, the show?
Yeah.
You know, it's like an SNL. But remember they had like the one guy that was like I think he had like cerebral palsy or something, and he was like Superman, for example. That, you know, they'd be like, oh, you can't have that, you can't joke about that, and just all sorts of crap. Remember you had the two gay guys doing the Men's on Film, where they review the films, and they were taking shots at everybody, making jokes about shit, and
Homie the Clown and Fire Marshal Bill.
Yeah, Homie the Clown.
Fire Marshal Bill.
Homie the Clown.
Homie the Clown. Oh, we can't have that. God. It's the black stereotype.
No, you know what was funny? It was Mad TV.
Yes.
The guy was the rapper, and every word came out of his mouth. It was like a curse that they were like, beep, beep. And they had Julie Andrews hook her up and stuff it.
I never saw Mad TV.
Oh my God! You know what? I'll send you a clip. It's the funniest crap.
Lancome lady.
All these guys that are in these movies now with Melissa McCarthy, they're like from like Mad TV. All those people.
Huh?
McCarthy? No, the guy that's in Ghostbusters. He's from Mad TV. He was in Austin Powers movies. And, yeah, he's been everywhere. What's his name? Damn it, I can't think of it. But
I didn't realize for the longest time that Melissa McCarthy's like Jenny McCarthy's cousin or sister or something.
Yeah. She's been in a lot of stuff. But we like all her stuff every time.
And a lot of people have been in Jenny McCarthy too.
I remember when Jenny McCarthy was on MTV.
Singled Out.
Yeah. I remember that.
I watched that as well.
I got one for you. Remember, Remote Control is what I was about to say. Damn, I was about to say that. Yeah, from like I think from like 87 to 89. I remember that. They had like Keith Ober or something was the host, and Colin Quinn and
Yep.
Yes.
Kari Wuhrer, whatever her name
yeah.
is. Yeah.
Yes.
Or Double Dare, remember that?
There was also the Man Show and the X Show on, I think it
Yes.
was on FX or one of them was on FX.
It was Jimmy Kimmel and the other guy.
Adam
Yeah.
Carolla.
Yeah.
And then they broke up as friends, right, or something like that.
Well, we know where Jimmy Kimmel ended up, but Adam
Yeah, I
Carolla, where's he
Yeah,
at? I think he's got a...
My favorite show was like, remember the game Press Your Luck?
Yeah.
That was
Oh, there was a guy who got in trouble because he thought he was cheating.
he
But
figured
all
out
he did is he watched past episodes and he noticed there was a sequence of how once it got.
I saw that on YouTube. I saw that clip on YouTube. Yeah, Scott's right with that. And they, but he wasn't cheating. He was just taking advantage of the formula, and that's not cheating. You're just you're observant. What about
Right.
you know? Damn it, fuck what they need to bring back, man. Fucking Chips, Ponch and John, man.
They are.
Oh God.
They are.
Now
coming out in 2 years.
Now the challenge should be let's name something that either is not being made or it's not.
But Eric Estrada is a real cop now.
Yeah, I saw that.
On a motorcycle.
Does he play the same song when he approaches the sun?
He's really Chips, and they're making a movie in 2 years. It's coming out. He's going to probably make a cameo in it or something.
Before he pulls over as Jones.
Do you remember the show Riptide?
Oh yeah.
It was like Riptide, Remington Steele.
It was Joe Penny and was Riptide. The two PIs. They live on the boat.
Simon.
Right,
Yeah.
and there was the nerd one. Riptide, Remington Steele, 18. There was another show.
Airwolf.
The helicopter. Airwolf. Thank you. You just took it out of my mouth. Airwolf. Yeah.
There was also an attempt of bringing Blue Thunder to the small
Oh yeah.
screen. Oh,
I remember
God,
that.
thing sucked.
There was another thing for Airwolf, but it wasn't Airwolf. What was the other thing?
DC Cab.
There was
Bring back Police Academy.
Talking about, yeah.
that went up to like 7. They are bringing back Police Academy.
Oh God!
Yeah.
Remember the Blue Oyster Bar? Like,
Yeah.
and every they ended up in the fucking Blue Oyster Bar. What was that? But you gotta have what's his name? Bailey, G.W. Bailey or whatever the hell that guy's name was that played. Yeah, Mahoney. Yeah, the first like 2 or 3 were fucking hilarious.
He was the cop in Mannequin.
Yeah.
And then he was always playing like a cop in some lore thing, like
Yeah.
yeah.
Or why don't they bring back Porky's? Man, those movies are fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I got that movie. I got all 3.
I remember John Cusack movies. It was
Ball
Crazy
Burger.
Summer, Better Off Dead.
Yeah, those are all great.
Great. The Paperboy one, there's $2.
Well, wait, hold on. The Better Off Dead, I'm trying to think, is that the one in the snow where he was in Colorado?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then One Crazy Summer, is that the one with Demi Moore where there was like it was a sailing thing or something?
That was the one where if you hit somebody in the back of the thing, then the face gets stuck like that.
Yeah.
The thing was,
Smack the face. About that dog. I
it
think
was like the animation.
smacked the kid's head or he spooked him a certain
Well, I
way.
saw there was one where he's in college and he's supposed to go with his girlfriend to like some Caribbean resort, and he ends up failing a test and thinking he has to stay for summer school. I'm trying to think, what was the name of that one? It's like One Crazy Summer or
There was One Crazy Summer. There was
Yeah,
Better
I'm
Off Dead,
confused.
and there was something else. It was the third one, right? Or no?
Yeah, because he ends up like going on the like this hunt to like find the girlfriend and her parents to go to this Caribbean resort. It was in that same period of time. And he ends up hooking up with the hold on, I'll find out what this is.
Wasn't it One Crazy Summer?
It'll bother me. No, it's not that. It's something hold carry on, I'll pull this up.
Oh, we're having a Google race.
Oh my god. No, it's not the Sure Thing. Maybe I need to see that. I haven't seen that in a while.
Let me say, wait.
It's not One Crazy Summer.
Say it, not say anything, right?
No, it's not that. This is like back in like the mid '80s. It was like '86 or '87 he did this.
Serendipity?
No.
No.
Shit.
Grace is Gone? No. Wait a minute.
Broadcast News, Hot Pursuit.
Class?
It's Hot Pursuit.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I mean that was one of the lesser known ones, but it was in that period there when he was doing all of
There's
those.
the one. It's the gal with the.
So I need to watch The Sure Thing, I guess. That's got the Daphne Zuniga that I forgot all about.
The Sure Thing or Sweetest Thing? What are you talking about?
The Sure Thing.
The Sure Thing?
Yeah, it's kind of like
Jerry Stiller.
Okay.
The Flamingo Kid. Remember that?
I'm glad they're remaking Cannonball Run. That's pretty cool.
Oh shit! I just watched that like a month ago.
I love those. I love those too.
I saw the one with the ape in it, where they had the granny pull up next to the orangutan.
That's hysterical. Roger Moore. Remember Roger Moore in that one?
Yeah. The old woman waves. The old woman waves at the orangutan. She's like, "Oh, how sweet," and waves at him, and the orangutan flips her off.
Yeah.
And then she flips him off and runs to a gas station park.
The brothers out like they were drinking all the time. They put
the orangutan in the front. Man, everyone was in that movie. How can you remake that? I mean, what are they?
Sammy Davis Jr.
Well, he's dead. He's
Frank
dead.
Sinatra.
He's dead. Dom DeLuise, he's dead.
Yeah.
All the people from the Godfather movies, just about.
Yeah, they had Abe Vigoda was in the one I saw, and
Telly Savalas.
Yeah, Klinger from MASH was the Sheik. Remember that put on the Cannonball Run? Farrah Fawcett,
Oh God,
Adrian Barbeau, Burt Reynolds.
The guy from MASH. What's the guy from MASH?
Jamie Farr.
Jamie Farr.
Yeah. God. Yeah, the one from Creepshow, the girl.
And there was one. I remember there was one show. I think it was in the second one where the guy goes, "Yeah, I gave her a prick," and everybody looks, "What?" And he says, "Oh, what the
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was Shirley MacLaine and Mary Lou Henner were the two nuns in that one, and I think Farrah Fawcett was in the first one as the female lead. But
yes.
they had Jack Elam, that actor, the guy that's got like the real creepy look with the one eye that looks like it, and he was the doctor, and he was always wanting to give a
injections
proctology exam to the Sheik all the time.
They had what the hell was it? Ricardo Montalban was in it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Jackie Chan in Jaws.
Jaws
from the Bond films.
That was great.
Tony Danza. Yeah, all those.
Yeah,
all this.
When I found out yesterday or the day before, the guy who played Jaws was up for the role for the series Hulk, but because he wasn't big enough, they went with Lou Ferrigno.
Yeah. I read that.
They were almost going to do a new version of the Hulk with Guillermo del Toro until they just screwed him over and they,
A TV show?
Yeah. Yep. That was going to happen before this whole phase thing started.
So they were going to have the David Banner version rather than Bruce Banner with him.
Same thing. Yeah.
Well, I'm surprised they hadn't brought like The Fugitive back. Because that was like one of those episodic where he was in a different town every week and.
Well, they made the movies.
Well,
they made
yeah,
two movies, right?
Well, they did U.S. Marshals, which was like a semi-sequel to it, but they could do a TV series and.
Yeah.
I would love to see them bring back
Bandit.
Poltergeist Legend, the series Poltergeist, or that Friday the 13th series, which was on during the 80s.
Oh, with the antiques?
Poltergeist Legacy, I'm sorry.
And the antiques that they would Friday the 13th antiques? Yeah.
Because Warehouse 13 got in trouble because it was supposed to have been so close to it.
That guy was actually in Jason Goes to Hell from the Friday the 13th TV series.
Tales from the Dark Side.
That's coming back, actually, and Tales of the Crypt. But M. Night Shyamalan is doing Tales of the Crypt.
Oh, speaking of which, you reminded me of Tales from the Crypt. You guys ought to know who the artist Jack Davis is, right?
Yeah.
The guy that worked on. Yeah, I knew him. I'm from Georgia, and I'd been conversing with him because he'd been a favorite artist of mine for like years. when I was in Atlanta, back when I was getting into comic books to actually do work for comic books with Adam Hughes, I got into a communication with Jack Davis for like a few years there, where he and I would, communicate with each other and stuff like that. But I just realized where I'm going with this. He just died, like, today. He was 91. But he's a very iconic illustrator. He did the Tales from the Crypt and Vault of Horror, and he did, like, some of the TV Guide covers. He's a very well-known artist.
It was like EC Comics, right? EC Comics?
Yeah, and I totally forgot all about Jack. I looked on the news and I was like, oh shit, he's dead. He's just one of those guys. It's one of those things from the past. It was cool. I mean,
the comics were really huge originally. They were like big. They were these big. Yeah. I don't know if you had them, but yeah.
Yeah, I remember a few of them.
I used to
have them, but they got destroyed in the hurricane.
I grew up being big into horror, and like I was a huge fan of Jack Davis's art, and it was cool being able to actually because he lived in Georgia, he's from Georgia, and that's where I lived in Atlanta. And it was just cool being able to have like a semi sort of friendship with the guy for like a little period of time there. And he was somebody that even at the time he was like an old school artist, he's like a Jack Kirby sort of guy. So it was really cool. He's on that level of well-known comic artist. Yeah, like a Steve Ditko, Jack Kirby, John Buscema, George Perez.
I used to love watching The Twilight Zone and Outer Limits.
Oh, yes.
That was really cool. Then they did try to do other shows, offshoot of those. Then there was a TV movie, Don't Be Afraid of the Dark.
Yeah.
Which was fantastic, and then they ruined it. Trying to
what I couldn't get into was Goosebumps. I tried watching that.
I wasn't.
I was more. Don't Are You Afraid of the Dark series. I do remember a Nickelodeon.
My Bloody Valentine was one of the greatest horror movies, and that's your favorite movie too, right? My Bloody Valentine.
It's one of my favorites, and Alfred Humphreys, another person I've been in contact with, is one of the actors that was in that. Yeah. That's one of my all-time. In fact, I like it more than Friday the 13th. Not as much as Halloween though, but.
Yeah, we were just watching Scream, and I just noticed, I'm like, oh, of course they're naming the characters after like Michael Myers. This one's something Myers, the MTV Scream thing. We just watched the latest episode we taped.
Do you remember the Electric Company where they had like Morgan Freeman and Rita Moreno and all those people?
Yes, and Spider-Man with the guy that hums.
The guy that hums.
God,
yeah, it's just stupid. Yeah, that was pretty funny.
What's the?
I remember I had.
The Electric Company. I was trying to remember. That's the one where they came on and they're like, "Hey, you guys."
Yeah, Rita Moreno.
You know what's funny? Remember they had these shrinky dinks?
Yes.
And they're like, if you put it in your oven, like you're so stupid me, like I was a kid, I put the oven on, and my mother flipped out because I was like really little. Then I put the oven on to shrink the Batman. That was why I was not allowed to use the oven even when I was like 20. She didn't want me to cook anything. Nothing because she was going to burn the house down.
Remember, like all of the Kiss shit that was out at the time.
Yeah, that was the last concert I went to. Was the Kiss Psycho? Was it the Psycho Circus?
Yeah.
In Madison Square Garden, and I actually, because I used to buy the records. The Kmart, they had the Four Faces, and I was always into Kiss when I was little.
Phantom of the
Paradise
Park or something.
Kiss versus the Phantom of the Park.
But then when they took the paint off, I was like, ah.
Yeah, everybody
that was done. Yeah.
Well, they did good stuff after the makeup.
Yeah,
I mean,
that music. I remember there was a group during the '80s. I can't remember their name, but they said because they were wearing like space helmets. It's as soon as we got as big as Kiss, we'll take these off. But after, never heard anything about them ever again.
Apparently, they didn't make it up.
Yeah, apparently.
I remember when they had the invention, like before there was cable, right? We had our regular channels, and then we had the UHF channels with the dial. Yeah. They had this thing, and it was this funniest thing now because I remember seeing it from like we're watching the X-Men and we're talking about it. Oh, we got 3 whole channels, right? I remember we paid for this thing called WHT. It was like a box, and then HBO came out after that, and they had a box. So it was WHT, and it was HBO, and then HBO. It was a whole box just for the HBO, and then it evolved into, you know.
I remember. There's another. Did it have a little slide dial on top?
We had. That's what I used to watch. I used to watch the Islander games on WHT, the hockey, and I used to watch Uncle Floyd on WHT. Dark Shadows. They had all that stuff on there too.
But no, I remember staying at Dad's, and he had this little slide thing for cable. And in order to get those special channels, you tap the box. I mean, you could literally tap the box just right to have them come in. Sometimes you do it 3 or 4 times, but still. But apparently Dad told me about a few years ago they tapped it a bit too much, and it ceased working.
Oh, wow. That's funny.
That's how I learned. That's how I got to see all the Manuel movies, as well as Lair of the White Worm.
Amanda Dono.
Lady Shadowly.
Emmanuel. What about the We Are the World?
Oh, God.
We are the world.
Yeah, they all came out and sang it together.
Yeah, they had the big TV unveiling of We Are the World.
Yeah. I chase children. I give the Jesus to make them forget.
It's crazy stuff back in the day.
The 80s was great, man.
We were just watching Batman. We were just watching Batman with Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
And he's telling the guy phone book, and I'm like laughing because I remember. That's what we had to use, the friggin' phone book. There wasn't none of this shit with the Google this and shit like that. They had a whole fucking book.
Did you used to have Showbiz Pizza and shit like that was around before Chuck E. Cheese and?
We had Pizza Town, which was it looked like a.
But did they have the Rockefeller explosion? Where they had the bears playing the animatronic bears and shit. No,
this thing was it was like a weird carnival restaurant, but they filmed Easy Money in actually with Rodney Dangerfield. Yeah. But they turned it into, they went to the other side and they took it down. But that was so cool that we used to go on Friday night. My father used to work for Drexel Burnham Lambert. It was like a brokerage firm in the city, and when he got home, Friday night was pizza night. Every Friday night, like clockwork. And then Saturdays we would go.
Pizza and Happy Joe's. Those are the 2 main ones I remember.
Oh,
Saturdays and Sundays. Saturdays and Sundays we went to visit my grandparents, my relatives, and everything, and then we would go to the movies once a week, and go see whatever's out. And he didn't even care. He took me to see everything. There was no movie that I wasn't allowed to see. It was like Jaws, horror movies, comedy, everything.
Orca.
Orca. Where all the tops baseball cards for Alien and Star Trek and all this.
I still have that. I had
with the gum pack in the back.
And there was a little. Actually, I might have that still over there. There's a little Hulk or little Captain America comic with the gum.
Yeah.
And there used to be this Pac-Man cards. Those Pac-Man cards back in the 80s.
Dukes of Hazzard.
And then we had, I remember it was my favorite Christmas. It was '79, where I got the mini arcades of Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, Galaxian, I think. And then, what was it? It was 4. Frogger.
Centipede.
Do Space Command. And then the He-Man figures just came out, too. And I got them before I even saw the show.
Well, they had the cheap knockoff of the Transformers, the GoBots.
Oh,
I actually had those.
I think I got one. I think I've got one of those GoBots somewhere around here.
Well, and then the cheap knockoff of G.I. Joe was Captain Eagle and the Eagle Force. Remember those?
Yes.
remember the Centurions?
Yes.
The Cylons?
The Centurions.
From Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah. Robotech. That was cool, too.
Captain Harlock.
It was the Sectors. Was it Sectors?
Insectors.
Was it the Sectors or Sectors?
It's Insectors.
Insectors.
Thundercats.
Thundercats was I still have my Thundercats figures, actually.
Shit. Garbage Pail Kids.
That was great.
There was a movie about that.
I actually had then they came out with the Marvel Comics ones, and they had the holograms of Spider-Man.
Yep.
I have a whole my kids took all the cards. I gave it to them. I still have my. Probably still have it under the bed. Probably my Star Wars Empire and Jedi cards, and Superman 2 cards.
God.
Yeah.
I used to remember Mego had those like dolls that came out of like the superheroes and Star Trek and
I
all
had
that.
the Star Trek ones, yeah.
Yeah, I had those, and then they had like the Batcave and the
I had
Batmobile. And,
Kirk, Spock, and the Klingon.
My Bones McCoy, I guess when we bought it, that had 2 right or left arms.
yeah, I had that one with Mr. Fantastic. I had the same problem. I was like, what the
I
fuck?
still got my Tom and Jerry radio over there too.
Tom and Jerry.
We gotta do a cast on that stuff because I got such really old stuff that I should show off.
Tom and Jerry. I'm trying to get super.
You can talk. I'm gonna go look for that.
Yeah.
There you go.
R2D2. What is
Classic right there.
it? Damn. Well, that's the radio.
Yeah.
R2D2. Okay.
Takes a 9-volt battery. I remember I used
Does
it.
it still work? I was trying to think of how obscure I could get with like some of that stuff from back in the day of, whatever, like shows or
Yeah.
the sort of figures or toys or whatever from back in the day. They used to have, I'm picturing what it is, but I'm trying to remember what the name of the line was. It wasn't Dark Crystal, but it was like a crystal sort of dude. And they had, like-
Micronauts? Were they like
No,
this
no,
big
no.
or so?
no, it wasn't that. Well, I remember the Shogun Warriors too. That
Yeah.
reminded me of that. Shogun Warriors.
Yeah.
I used to buy like they had like figures with like Clash of the Titan.
Yeah. They had those tall.
The
Oh,
big
like-
robots, yeah. But they had like for movies, they had like Flash Gordon, and then damn it, Clash of the Titans. I remember buying some of those. Like when the films would come out, they'd release the figures to coincide, of course.
Yep.
For some of these movies, and it was like, remember they had like Space Hunter and Battle Beyond the Stars and Space Raiders and Metal Storm, the Destruction of Jared Sin, and all that sort of shit.
God. So many of those I saw on HBO. I never saw. I remember Sinbad, The Eye of the Tiger.
Oh yeah.
All those, and because I saw some of them while living in Owensboro.
Is that in Indiana?
No, I was in Kentucky.
Oh, okay.
It's like an hour from Nashville. Lived there 2 years.
You remember the Paul Lynde, the comedian, had
Yeah.
like that one the Halloween special that Kiss was on?
Yes.
I couldn't find where I put the stuff, but I did find this.
Oh, good lord.
Show it to me, brother.
Yeah, see this?
That's Mean Gene Okerlund, man.
And Hulk Hogan, yeah.
Anybody good enough to meet me, man?
Who's your next challenger? Yeah, that's great. I love that.
Fucking Hillbilly Jim, King Kong Bundy.
Uncle Elmer, Fuji and Saito, Chief J Strongbone, Bruno Sammartino, Tito Santana,
Jimmy Superfly Snuka.
Yeah.
Greg the Hammer Valentine and Brutus Beefcake, I bet, a couple of years ago at Pensacola.
Blackjack Mulligan, Big John Studd,
What about the Great Kabuki? He always blew that dust in people's face. Kamala.
the Grand Wizard of Wrestling,
Junkyard Dog.
Bobby the Brain Heenan, Jim Cornette,
Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart.
Gorilla Monsoon. Gorilla Monsoon's kid was like a referee, and his kid died, I think. Remember that? What else was there? Man.
What about the, what was that, the Moolah? Fabulous Moolah or something?
The fabulous Moolah, yeah.
Yeah, and then Wendy...
Jesse the Body, Wendy Richter, Jesse the Body Ventura, Roddy Piper, Mr. Cowboy Bob Orton. Man.
Cowboy Bob Orton.
The Killer Bees,
It just sounds like a foreign name.
Killer Bees,
Yeah, I
the
know.
British Bulldogs.
Fuck you, the Iron Sheik. Brian Blair, fuck you.
Bob Backlund. God. Nikolai Volkov, Boris Zukov.
Did you say, what's his name? The Russian guy? Nikolai Volkov?
Nikolai Volkov
Okay.
and Boris Zukov, yeah. And then, God, there was so many of them. There was Mr. Perfect. There was
Is that Paul Orndorff?
Orndorff, Mr. Wonderful.
Mr. Perfect.
Jimmy Supervised Snooker when he got hit with the on Piper's Pit. That was the greatest thing. Jake Snake, Elizabeth, Macho Man.
WrestleMania 3, Pontiac, Michigan, Pontiac Silverdome.
There was who was it? Ern R. Shyster,
Shyster.
Repo
Jim
Man.
Mazzella, he's a good man, but Brian Blair, fuck you. You're a fag, little gay. I'll break your back, make you humble.
She was crazy. They used to be crazy. They used to do those moonsaults, stuff off the top rope.
Oh, God.
Remember those?
Yeah, who's the guy that dressed up like a woman that was always wearing like the boas and all of the mascara and all that shit? I was trying to remember his name.
Oh, what the hell was that? God, who was that person?
I'm trying to think of his name now.
I don't even know.
Oh, what about
Barry?
the Bushwhackers?
Oh yeah.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan, man.
My cousin Junior.
Cousin Junior.
I used to buy they used to have the VHS tapes. They had the Paul Orndorff tape. There was the Hulk Hogan, Say Your Prayers.
Yeah.
Rest of the WWF.
Say Your Prayers.
It was World Wrestling Federation before the WWE, and then Vince McMahon went to war with the WWF, which is the World Wildlife Foundation, with the panda bear, and he actually lost and got defeated, and they had to change the name to WWE, and I remember I hated that they had to call it.
I saw a clip where they had like Donald Trump like knocking out.
WrestleMania. Was it one of the WrestleManias?
Is that when they knocked out?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then shaved his head or something.
Yeah, the loser would get their head shaved, and I don't know if it was WrestleMania 3. I'm trying to remember, or WrestleMania 8. I don't know, but the loser, Vince McMahon, had to shave his head. Yeah.
Yeah, Trump wasn't going to shave that hair of his. McMahon was fucked from the get-go.
I think I went to WrestleMania 10, I think, and it cost me tons of money back then.
What are they up to now?
Oh God, I don't even know because I stopped watching it. Maybe 30-something or something.
Oh, really? So that was a while back then when they had
Yeah.
Trump. Okay.
I used to go to Monday Night Raw, and we used to have to wait online from like 11 in the morning until 7 o'clock at night to get front row. Like we would have to wait, and then we had to run upstairs. We had to go to Manhattan Center, and then I was there for like I think 3 TV tapings. So I was sitting in the front row, and when they had the debut of Adam Bomb, I'm like this, and I'm like, and they got me on the camera saying it, and then I was trying to get that footage for so long. I got to ask my friend if she can get it for me. She works with Vince.
Didn't you meet Sergeant Slaughter at one of those or something?
No, I met Sergeant Slaughter at. My friends used to always go to the Fan Fest. I met Sergeant Slaughter at the Staten Island Yankees game.
Hmm.
Like they also had the Game of Thrones day too, but I wasn't there for that. But
What about Jerry the King Lawler? Remember that dude?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
used to be heavy.
He just looked like some regular dude. Like
George the Animal Steel and the Missing Link. Remember that?
Oh yeah, the Missing Link was badass.
Jesus. I used to be so heavy into wrestling. Ultimate Warrior.
Missing Link would always get in the ring. He had like the green paint on, right? And then had like a weird like kind of pom-pom fro.
Didn't he shoot the mist out? The Missing Link?
No, that's the Kabuki, right?
Oh.
The great.
But then there was Papa Shango shot the mist out too. And then he became
Papa Shango.
Papa Shango. And then
I
he
gotta see
became
what this guy looks like.
Papa Shango, and then he became Papa Shango, and then he became the Godfather of Soul, whatever.
Oh yeah, Papa Shango.
Shango? I said Papa Shango.
Yeah. Or Shango, yeah, okay.
And then there was Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty. And Marty Jannetty. Then it was Razor Ramon. There was the kid, 1-2-3 kid. He kept changing his name.
He couldn't figure out which one he was.
The Smoking Guns. And then it was later Billy Gunn, and then the other guy became something else too.
What about the Funk Brothers?
Yeah. Yeah.
Terry Funk, and there's like 2 or 3 of them.
Then it was Mick Foley was Mankind, and he was also like Jude Love and
The British Bulldogs.
yeah, and Jim the Anvil Neidhart.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Owen Hart and God, Greg DeHaven Valentine, remember him?
Yeah, I said Valentine and Brutus
Yeah.
Beefcake earlier.
There was so many.
Yeah, Brutus came out with the he come out with like the shears.
Nicolini Poffo, which was Macho Man's,
Lenny Poffo.
which was Macho Man's, I guess, brother. Yeah.
The guy looked like Kenny G with like a mustache, didn't he? He'd always get on the top rope and do a backflip.
Oh God.
And you just know they move out of the way like every time. You're like, why do they keep falling for that?
Leaping Lenny off the top rope.
Oh, remember
Flash Funk.
Mean Gene Okerlund's his I guess opposite.
Lord Alfred Hayes.
Was Gordon Soley, right? Wasn't that his name?
There was Lord Alfred Hayes, remember him?
Yeah. Did you watch any of this shit, Scott?
No, sadly, that was
Mr. Freeze, Freezer Bars. Remember that? They had the ice cream, the wrestling ice cream?
Yeah, I mean, that used to come
That
on.
sucked.
It was like right after the news on Saturday night. It would be on for like an hour and a half or something.
12 o'clock at night, it would be the wrestling on Channel 9. 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock. I remember I never really stood up that late other than to watch wrestling. Half the time I was passing out. I remember Blackjack Mulligan was like crushing the guy's face and blood was coming out.
Oh.
And then like being like a little asshole kid like we were, like you go out and like try and recreate going off like the side of the house. Like
Oh my God! My father
Trans-
got me this bomber jacket, and he spent a fortune for it. And I was wrestling with my friends in the snow in the back and jumping off the frig, and I ripped the whole jacket. Oh my God! My father wanted to kill me. Kill me. I had to run to my grandmother's when my mother tried to sew it, like how to sew it together where you couldn't tell. But oh my God, my dad spent tons of money for that jacket, and I ruined it in less than a week.
Oh, good job, Joe.
Yeah, I know. I remember working in, I think it was one of the toy stores. And we were playing around, and we broke the on our break. Somebody jumped off the chair and smashed me through the table. And it was like, oh crap, yeah, because we were just like stupid teenagers. But yeah, that was just fucking shit. Damn.
Shit.
Good old days, man. Good old days.
Yeah. We didn't have have that internet back then.
My glasses were like this big, like huge. Well, you
Damn.
saw on the Who Wars thing that my glasses were like really huge.
Oh.
My final glasses.
My X-Men hat, was it my X-Men hat? My Spider-Man shirt? I had my Marvel fanny pack. I used to go to.
Gotta have the fan.
I used to go to the wrestling, and I used to have the Marvel fanny pack. And I used to go to like wrestling and the Great Adventure and all the parks used to go. I always have my mobile fanny pack around my waist. Funny as crap. And the concerts, we went to Kiss concert. Hysterical. We used to go to that. Remember the World League football? They tried that shit. It was supposed to be some type of.
Yeah.
I think Vince McMahon tried to do a hip crap or whatever it was. Went to that too. That was crap. But
It just sounds like crap.
yeah, it was just crap. They used to have when Saturday Night Live was on repeats. They used to have Saturday night's main event at 11:35 on Saturdays. It was the main events with Hogan fighting this one and that one.
Oh, yeah.
That was great. Those are the best.
Did you ever see there was like a SNL ripoff that was called Fridays?
Yes. Yes.
It was on for like a brief time, I think, like a year or two. Kramer was on there.
Michael Richards from Seinfeld was on it.
Yeah.
And they did a whole Who Shot JR, and it turned out to be, I think, Genie. He was supposed to have done it, if I remember right.
They used to have Friday night videos. And they used to always play that. They had Mick Jagger and David Bowie dancing in the streets and shit, all that stuff was
HBO Jukebox.
Yeah.
Night Tracks. That's what we had.
Solid Gold.
Oh, God. Dance Fever.
Dance Fever. I remember Dance Fever.
Look at Denny Terrio.
I remember Dance Fever.
Yeah. Solid Gold, Dionne Warwick, and then didn't they have like it was like Marilyn McCool or something was like
Marilyn McCool. Yeah. They always had that. They always had that countdown sometime or like that.
And none of the people played live. We're always lip syncing. They're like, hey, guess what? We got Sergio Mendes coming on play on.
Remember the Monkees?
The what?
To show the Monkees. Well, the band.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah, and then they had that girl. Remember that?
That girl.
That girl with the guy who was married to
Marlo Thomas.
Marlo Thomas. Yep.
Donahue.
Yep.
Yeah. Marlo Thomas, right?
Fucking BJ and the Bear.
Yes.
And Sheriff Lobo.
Yeah, that was the next one I was about to.
I have that on one of my playlists. They have the whole theme for Sheriff Lobo. That was great. You never saw that? I have that on my thing. Remember, was it Voyagers?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
With the Omni?
Yeah, the guy who shot himself in the head by mistake.
John Eric Hickson. Right?
Yeah. Wade Bogg? Yeah. I've been trying to buy that Omni for like decades. That thing is like hundreds of, I think there's, trying to have somebody make that with the glowing lights. That was a great show. And
The Bionic Man.
Yeah, $6 Million Man,
Rogers,
Woman.
Buck Rogers I used to watch.
Yeah.
Oh shit. BDBDB, Tweaky the robot.
Yeah.
But did you like it when they went on the ship? Remember they
I liked it when he was Hawkman guy.
Yeah.
I like that.
They had the episode with the vampire and like.
Yes.
That was cool.
There was one episode where the ship was super hot but then super cold and it kept fluctuating back and forth, and then there was another one where the villain was a split personality disorder, but she was like blonde, and then something happened and she became like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, but like a woman.
There was also an episode. There was also an episode where I guess they had these reptilian creatures who was trying to disguise themselves as human. Buck could only see them. He could see them. He would either see an aura or he'd see them as the actual creatures, and everybody thought he was being.
Right.
Oh yeah. Now that you mention it, I remember that. They kind of jogged a memory. The one with the vampire, I remember, looked like the one from Salem's Lot. They had like the purple makeup and all
he always took his fingers like this and put to their neck. And
like Wilma became like a vampire whore. She was like throwing herself all over Buck, and she's like, "Oh, come kiss me, Buck." And
remember they had Starman from the it was the movie Starman, but then they had the Starman TV series. Greatest American Hero. I love that.
Man from Atlantis.
God, yeah. I used to be able to swim like that.
Gomer Pyle.
Flipper.
Was it F Troop? It was F
Gomer
Troop.
Pyle. God. Golly!
Golly!
Me, I'm gay.
Petticoat Junction.
Hooterville.
God.
My favorite Martian.
Well, who was hotter,
Bewitched.
Samantha from Bewitched or Jeannie from I Dream of Jeannie?
Genie.
I go with Samantha.
Genie.
I don't know.
Barbara.
Every time I think of Genie, I think of that Andrew Dice Clay, the Andrew Dice Clay joke, where he's like, if I were the major, I'd be having her doing stuff like, hey Genie, come over here and service me, Yes, master.
Barbara Eden, she's still going strong, right?
Yes.
I remember they tried to bring that back to like 30 years ago.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, that's right. They did, like, in the 80s.
I had it on VHS, but I Dream of Jeannie 15 years later it was called.
Yeah, and they had the guy from MASH be.
And then she had to they had to erase his memory. She saved the world, but then she restored his memory, and she had a kid, and she had to hide her powers for like decades.
Tabitha.
Yeah.
What about Charles in Charge?
Oh God.
Holy crap.
The Saturday morning cartoons like Shazam, ISIS.
Oh, yeah.
Super Friends was great with the Legion of Doom. Yeah.
The Wonder Twins.
Yes. Then there was remember the old Iron Man from like the 70s?
Well,
Captain America and Thor.
Those were like, I think like the late 60s that those came out.
Well,
Yeah, they had like Hulk, Thor, Iron Man, and Captain
Spider-Man
America.
had one. Spider-Man had, well, that was the, I have the box set for the old Spider-Man one. But yeah, there was Captain, there's the Incredible Hulk one. It was Captain America.
Well, the Hulk one was
Shield.
Doctor Banner melted by gamma rays.
Yeah. Turns into the Hulk. Da-na-na-na-na-na.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are cool.
Tony Stark, then Iron Man. Oh, the Fantastic Four.
Wasn't there a Namor one?
Yeah, there was.
There was a Namor one. And then I used to like Spider-Man's Amazing Friends.
Oh, that was cool, yeah.
Seven little superheroes.
Introduced Firestar because.
Yeah, but 7 little superheroes had Captain America in it. They had all the heroes different in it. That was good.
Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. I remember the ones that stick out in my mind were always like the two that had the X-Men. They had like the original class where they did like an origin of Iceman, and then they had like Wolverine and the Juggernaut with Firestar. And then the one that sticks in my mind was they had like some villain that was made up of like a swarm of bees named Swarm, I think. And
Swarm, yeah.
They turned into like these zombified like bug people, and Spider-Man's got to fight.
That was a good episode. And they had the one Doctor Doom had.
Their touch.
They had Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
And Doctor Doom had the neighbor had got the superpower wishes, and Doctor Doom was in. That was good. Green Goblin one when Green Goblin was trying to infect everybody with the serum in the water reservoir or whatever.
What I always thought was funny about all those cartoons, what was so funny is, even with a lot of the I think it was like the '80s Hulk, their outfits would tear, but yet when they returned to human, their outfits would be back to normal.
Right. And Tony Stark gave them all the computer equipment for their base. For Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, because he had him in an episode. He's like, "Yeah, I saved your life. Want to do me a favor?" And then he gave him all their stuff.
Oh yeah, because they showed him walk into like the living room, and the couch would flip over and become like some computer console, and they had that goofy looking dog with the bows in its hair.
Yeah.
Miss Lion. Miss Lion.
Oh yeah. Oh, and Aunt May showed up in this too.
Aunt May was in there. And then it was it was always like, Peter Parker's gonna hook up with the Firestar, or is Iceman gonna hook up with Firestar?
Shit. Or is she gonna hook up with both of them at the same time?
Then it was like, because he was in high school, I think. I think he was in high school, right? Or was he out of high school?
Yeah, they're gonna run a train on Firestar, man.
But then they had the Hulk one. After a while, it got boring, so it was always in the desert.
Oh, I got one. Remember,
until they did the time travel one. when they went to the dinosaurs. Hulk was fighting the dinosaurs.
Remember Pryor's Place with Richard Pryor on Saturdays?
Yes.
It was like,
Oh God. I also remember a series called Probe.
Probe.
I like Probe. What the hell's that?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was. It had the guy had one of the guys from Hardy Boys, and it pretty much had a premonition on things because this machine had he could pretty much it was, I don't want to call it call forwarding, but it had caller ID and a few other things which today's technology had.
Was he like was he an empath or something? Is that what you're
No.
getting at?
No, he was just this.
Remember Automan?
Yes. That's
Who?
what I couldn't understand. 'cause
Automan.
he wasn't
It was a
supposed to work
car
with the
superhero.
And then he did.
He was a superhero, but he was a car too, and he was
Car man?
like no Auto. It was Automan.
Oh, no, man.
It was weird. It was Automan. Then Manimal. Remember Manimal, the guy that
Yeah.
came to different animals?
I actually got one of those little holographic discs.
You got to be shitting me. They had a show called Auto.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah.
They did Automan.
Yeah, and it had the son of
I'm gonna get it. Now I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna send it.
It's like My Mother the Car or something. I mean, what kind of show is that? It's. I mean, how does that pitch meeting go? Like, hey, we're gonna do a show about a guy who turns into a car. They're like, hey,
Well,
yeah, go with it, man. That sounds great.
No,
Automan.
I think it only lasted a year. I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
You don't say. That's shocking.
No, there really was. I'm telling you, there really was. There really was.
But that sounds like a Scott Baio vehicle right there. Automan.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here, I'm sending it to you right
Yeah.
now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I remember.
shit.
I'm gonna send this shit to you right now. You're not gonna believe it, too.
Automan.
It had the son
You're
from,
gonna piss yourself.
Well, shit, hey, fuck it, bring Automan back. You know, reboot that, put it in the theater. Automan.
I'm
That'd be
sending
great.
you the opener. Yeah.
Oh
Who-
God.
Who was in Automan?
I don't fucking know, but
It was the guy. It was what was Lucille Ball's?
I don't think no one
it
else
was
knows.
Lucille Ball's son. It was Lucille Ball's and that one guy who she.
What?
Automan.
We got to do a live reaction to Automan.
Parker Stevens. That was who.
Jeez.
That was who was in Pro.
I was about to say, did one of the Hardy Boys play this douchebag? But apparently that's the case. Oh,
But-
the Pro, okay.
Damn.
Yeah, because Lucille Ball's son was in the one he's talking about.
Well, also, don't forget, like, the Facts of Life and Different Strokes.
Facts of Life. Yeah.
Yeah. Webster.
God.
That Different Strokes episode always traumatized me. That one
Please,
with the guy on the bike.
please adopt me so Michael Jackson will stop molesting me. Fucking Emmanuel Lewis.
That traumatized the shit out of the episode.
Oh, well, Silver Spoons. Remember that one too? That reminded me that it's all these little brats. Oh, is that Automan?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
on
That looks terrible.
Oh God. Because this is what I don't understand. Because initially they said that he couldn't work, he couldn't operate during the daytime because too much power, and then eventually they shifted it over to where he could. I don't know how they did, but
Automan. He was the car too. Automan.
God.
You can't make this stuff up, honestly. It's terrible.
That looks to be like the worst fucking thing that's ever been
Oh
on TV.
God. Even back then, it was bad.
No, do you remember Croft Superstars?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
I
what
have that.
Is that like the Bugaloos and
Saturday morning cartoons.
HR Pup and stuff
Sig-
and all that shit?
Sigmund the Sea Monster.
Yeah.
Shit. That
What
was
about Land of the Lost?
Yes, the original.
that was my favorite of everything. Land of the Lost. Sleep Stacks and all that.
Yeah, I always thought the Bugaloos was kind of weird. They had like Martha Ray in there. She was like the villain.
Wasn't that depressing that the guy died, or not they either fired the guy, the
Father.
Marshall, Will, and Holly on a routine. Yeah,
No,
the Marshall's disappeared or something.
Yeah, no. What had happened was the actor thought that everybody, dude, I was like the second season or so. He started thinking that they all should be getting pay raises, but they still wanted to pay him the same. So so the guy who played the father said, "F you guys," and left. And that's
Right,
when
then
they
they got
brought in
Uncle
Uncle
Jack.
Jack.
Uncle
And
Jack.
then somehow everything was resolved. So he comes back for the last half of the season.
Oh, he
No,
did.
no,
Come back, right?
It was
Okay.
pretty much a financial situation which caused him to leave.
What was the show where they had like a hot rod? It was like a convertible hot rod and like 3 teenagers.
Oh, it was his takeoff of Steve Buggy. I know the one you're talking about.
Oh, that was Hanna-Barbera.
Well, whatever. It wasn't Herbie. The love.
It was on Cross Superstars with the Dr. Shrinker. That I know the one he's talking about.
Dr. Shrinker.
Yeah,
Oh, it was Cross Superstars, though?
yeah, it was Cross Superstars. Yeah.
What was the one with Gilligan, but he wasn't Gilligan, he was an astronaut. Or something.
Well, he was on
Oh,
Dobie.
Denver.
He was on Dobie Gillis.
Oh, Space
Oh,
Nuts. Okay.
Far Out Space Nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right.
God, I forgot all about that one.
Yeah.
You were really, really digging here in some of these. The Far Out Space Nuts.
What about Scarecrow and Mrs. King?
Yep. I remember that.
Or Heart to Heart?
Yep.
Yeah. You're getting into my territory with all these PI, Magnum PI, and all these PI related things.
Because in an episode of Magnum PI,
I used to love Magnum PI.
Peter Davison was in it.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that. Like, it was a big deal. It was like, holy shit, it's Doctor Who. And everybody's like, who is that? You know,
The Steel episode Tom Baker was in.
what episode of what?
Tom Baker was in an episode of Remington Steele. I forget the name of it off the top of my head.
Huh.
Wow. I used
He
to love
played a guy named Blaylock.
I remember, like, we were always like, why can't he be James Bond? But then the contract that he had with Remington Steele, that they wouldn't allow him to do it, he was pissed.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been better if he did it then. He was that young.
Yeah, and then when
That
he tried to
would've
do it
been-
later on, it didn't work.
Yeah, because he was too. It was. Yeah, it would have been better if they did it then.
The 80s shows had, like, the best opening themes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they were cheesy.
Punky Brewster. Remember?
Oh, God.
She got cute.
What was the one where, like, I fucking hated this show. I don't know. What, the one,
Blossom.
no, well, fuck that one, too.
Sister Kate.
No, you're gonna make me forget. Hold on a minute. Sister Kate. What the fuck is that?
That was the captain of Voyager. Kate Mulgrew was a
Oh
nun.
God. Oh, that sounds like
It's
shit.
a neighbor.
Sounds horrible. No, this was the one where it was like Richard Mulligan, and he had like a daughter that was like an android or something.
On Channel 5, it was
I just saw an episode
friend. What the hell?
That sucked.
I know what you're saying.
What was that?
Well, what about the other one where the girl had superpowers? Father was an alien. Would you like this one? On a star. What was it? The thing.
That
It was like,
Electra Woman and Dinah Girl?
and they touched the finger. She had the power. What the hell was it?
Yep.
Oh crap! I can't even think of the name of that.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
No, because one of the YouTubers made a remake of that movie, of that series.
Remember they made they tried to bring Dark Shadows back, and Ben
Yeah, that's
Cross
what I was
was
talking about a while ago.
Cross was playing Barnabas Collins,
Yes.
and that was really good.
That was like 1990.
Yeah.
Because they had like Miriam Dabo or somebody. One of the Dabo sisters was in that. One of my all-time favorite shows, Night Court. That was hilarious.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I used to watch that all the time.
Dan Fielding, personal hero of mine.
He was great. He was great.
I watched some of that on Nick at Night, like, I don't know, several years ago, and those are still really funny.
Oh,
The Night Court.
I used to watch that, Golden Girls. I used to watch. Remember Hill Street Blues?
Yes.
Yeah.
I loved that. That was
Greatest
great.
American Hero.
I used to watch it was L.A. Law,
Yep.
Saint Elsewhere.
Yep.
There was another one with the guy from The Odd Couple, Quincy.
Quincy, yes. Yeah.
Jack Klugman.
Yes. Then Telly Savalas was Kojak.
Streets of San Francisco.
Oh, hell yes.
A Quentin Martin production. They'd always say that.
Carl Malden.
Yeah.
Remember the movie Nighthawks?
Yeah. Stallone and
love
Rugger
that.
Hauer.
The one which was a takeoff of Knight Rider.
Nighthawks was a great movie.
I just saw Wanted Dead or Alive with Rucker Hauer. Remember that one?
Yep.
Where they were making him an action star in that?
Yeah, I saw that at cinemas.
Do you remember the soccer movie? It was with Sylvester Stallone and Michael Caine. I think it was Victory, right?
Yeah. That's
That
a
was
red. Was it Victory?
Victory.
Yeah, I think so.
Victory. Yeah, that was.
What
and
about,
Pele was in it.
Pele.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Kroll?
Crawl, yes, I saw that. I even got
It was-
the Atari 2600 game of that.
It was what was it, Legend? Was it Legend with
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah. And then was
We were
the other one?
talking, when you were away, Scott and I were talking about Space Raiders, Battle Beyond the Stars, Space Hunter, Maelstrom, Destruction of Jared-Sin, you know, all those films that
Buckaroo
came out.
Banzai,
Yeah, those sort of sci-fi films.
Maximum Overdrive, yeah. There was the Videodrome. What was that video?
Videodrome with James
Video-
Woods and Debbie Harry. What about
Reanimated.
how about Crush Groove, motherfucker? Or how about Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo, baby?
Electric Blue, yeah. Remember that? Shit.
That was like the best name of like Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Flashdance.
Or what was the one with El DeBarge, The Rhythm of the Night? Is that
Oh,
The Last Dragon or something?
yeah.
Yes, that was my favorite. With Sho'nuff, the Shogun of
Sure
Harlem.
enough.
I like,
That
how
was,
about this?
that was- I was just talking about that last week. That was the great Bruce Leroy.
Sure enough.
Showed up. That was
And then they had to, what was that dude, Boogaloo Shrimp? was in that one movie.
what was it? They Don't Call Me Bruce.
Yeah.
They still call me Bruce.
Yeah, right.
Oh, what about, remember the Bicycle Kid? Or the Dirt Bike Kid, or whatever the fuck that was, with Peter Billingsley?
The Heavenly Kid.
Oh, hell.
Well, no, it's the Dirt Bike Kid with Peter Billingsley, where they had
Okay.
him, where he had a magical bike that would fly, kind of like, you know, the bike in E.T. But
Okay. And the Heavenly Kid was when the guy died, and he was an angel.
That sounds
So-
familiar. I probably
yeah.
have seen that.
What about Penitentiary?
Penitentiary.
Penitentiary 1, 2, and 3. He was a boxer, and
I never made it past the first one, I guess. Penitentiary.
there was like 8, I think, or something.
Holy shit.
Penitentiary 1, 2, 3, 4. This time it's like, what else did they have?
I'm
holy
gonna,
crap.
how about I'm gonna get you, sucker.
Yes, I remember that.
Yes. Yes.
Electric Dreams.
The pimp of the year. Remember?
The Invasion of the Body Snatchers, but the original.
Oh, that, yeah. I love the one with
and
Oh,
the
so-
remake one from the 70s with
the
what's his name?
Keystone is still my most favorite.
at the end he's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was
The
that
Philip
was great.
the Philip Kaufman 1978 version is the best. That's the one you're talking about.
Yes.
I watch that every Halloween.
Yes,
That's a great Halloween. Leonard Nimoy is in that.
fantastic.
And then
the
you had,
Omens were good originally.
Yeah.
well, you had like Condor Man, and you had like some. Remember the live action
Condor Man,
Disney
I love
films?
that. Yeah, I like Condor Man.
They had like the Apple Dumpling Gang, and like Don Knotts and Tim Conway were like in, or the Private Eyes, that movie they were in. Remember where
Mr.
they?
Limpet, he was a fish. Don Knotts was a fish. He was also Mr. Furley. No, was it Mr. Furley? Yeah, Mr. Furley and
No,
Who's
it wasn't.
No,
Was it Furley? No, yeah, because the Ropers were the other
he
people.
was Mr. Furley. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey, Jack.
Yeah, Furley came after the Ropers because they attempted to.
Yes. They tried to do their own spin-off and it didn't work.
Do you remember the name of the bar that they used to go to in Three's Company?
Oh, it's right on the tip of my tongue.
His friend was Larry though,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then that guy actually became a security guard on the line.
Lounge Lizard Larry. No, it was the Regal Beagle.
That's right. That's right. 'Cause I
Yeah.
remember Eagle, but I couldn't remember Regal.
Remember roller derby back then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Did you used to see like the they had like what they call like after school specials that would come
Yes.
on like and they had like one was I remember one for some reason it was like the Red Room Riddle, and it was like they went to like these kids go to a haunted house and there's like obviously a red room in there, and it's like it brings these ghosts back that are like from the Civil War, and It's really weird. You can find it on YouTube, and I remember that for some reason.
I remember Miss Switch the Witch or something. It was a book.
Yeah, and on Nickelodeon they had The Third Eye.
Yeah. Oh, it's the one Joe was talking about was Miss Viola Swamp. It was what happened to the remember it was based on a book. It was like what happened to the teacher. It was like what happened to Miss blah 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 whatever her name is, and remember they had like a new you don't remember that? It's like it was like a kid's book. You know, we all read it whatever in elementary school, and remember it had a substitute teacher that came in. They're like whatever happened to Miss whatever was in it, and then at the end of the book she was in disguise. She was the substitute teacher that was like this witchy, rancid looking woman, and God, I'm trying to think of the name of that. Fuck, I should know that.
Well, I was talking about the animated Miss Switch.
Oh.
There was also a Lost in just one episode of an animated version of Lost in Space, and the only person they had was Dr. Smith.
Oh my! What's it? I met that guy, Jonathan Harris, at a convention way back when. And he doesn't sound like that at all when he talks.
Yeah, The Trouble with Miss Switch.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That's it. Yep, I remember that.
Miss Switch the Witch.
Yeah, because if I remember right, I don't know if it's the episode they always show or just one of them, but they wanted to make certain that their football team won, so she pretty much created a thing for the number 13 to be able to make all these make it, but the opponent also did the same thing, and yes, I remember that.
Well, you had Sanford and Son. Good Times.
Yeah, but there was a spinoff from Sanford and Son, wasn't there, with him just without Lamont?
Yeah.
Lamont.
Chico and the Man.
Chico and the Man.
Yeah.
Welcome.
People are going to be watching this. They're not going to know what the hell we're talking about.
Well, it's the ultimate everything show anniversary. We're throwing everything in the kitchen sink in here.
Right.
What about Welcome to Fantasy Island?
Yes.
Yes.
Tattoo.
Yes.
You know, there was always this
Love Boat. That was the time when they had the Love Boat crossover with Fantasy Island.
Yep. There was always this. There was this rumor
because Love Boat failed to make them fall in love, and then they had to go to Fantasy Island, and Mr. Walker had to do it.
They still didn't get laid.
Well, it's their fantasy.
What was the other one? Oh.
Fucking Dynasty and Falcon Crest and all that shit. Dallas.
Not so
remember the Dukes of Hazzard, and then they had a spin-off, Enos, that only lasted a couple episodes. Yeah. He went like this, and it was like and then he went back. But BJ McKay, that was great. So.
Roscoe P. Coltrane.
No, you'd be like, it's Roscoe P. Coltrane. He's like something like that. I remember that.
The Boss Hog. Get them Duke boys.
That's right.
What? All these hillbilly shows, the fucking Dukes of Hazzard, and all that shit.
That's what pissed us off so much. Is the fact that after a while that we didn't know Hulk was taken off the air. It's like, what the hell happened?
We didn't know anything about anything. Why ain't this on? Why ain't there new episodes? It was just like repeats. And Partridge Family, remember that? And then it was.
Everybody bitch moaned, complained about how why don't you guys go on tour? The only person who could really sing was Danny not Dan, but
the Brady Bunch I used to watch too.
Yeah. Was you're talking about shit? What's this? Not Danny Bonaducci, but
the other one.
Was it David Cassidy? Was that it?
Yes.
Okay.
David Cassidy was the only one who really sang, and they said, so why would
They got the one lady playing the tambourine. She couldn't do shit.
Shirley MacLaine, right? Was it Shirley MacLaine?
No, it was
Shirley
Jones.
Yeah.
Shirley Jones.
And she was married, and still is that crazy ass son of a bitch.
Jack Cassidy.
Yes.
The Munsters and the Addams Family too.
Yes.
And they're bringing back the Munsters.
Again?
No, they tried to bring that back years ago.
They're gonna get
Mockingbird Lane. They made him regenerate into some weird shit. That didn't do good.
They're gonna have like Leslie Jones as Herman Munster.
Oh shit! Here we go. Now.
We're gonna have the black monsters, baby.
Remember, there was the thing before Ghostbusters. It was Ghost Catchers or something. Or
No, it was still the Ghostbusters. That's the one which because they showed a picture because that's the little thing they said. It says, yeah, don't you remember there was an ape or a gorilla in the first 70s versions?
They had the cartoon. They had the cartoon that they were just called Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
But they had the rights to, yeah. And then they had to call the real Ghostbusters. Right?
Yeah, because one of the pictures they showed was that 70s version of the Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Which when they were attacking the one gal, which we all love.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of Leslie Jones, remember the Clint Eastwood movies, with the orangutan, Any Which Way You Can and all that? Yeah.
Yeah.
We know who her mother is now.
But this was the one that we watched. This is the one that we watched. The Ghostbusters.
Why you show me Leslie Jones?
No, stop it already. He's just joking around. But yeah, this was that was the thing with the weird.
Yeah,
I remember they
alive.
That was crazy. Filmation. And they're the ones that did the He-Man.
I'm looking at that one picture of the monkey in the middle of it with the hat on. It's going, ooh.
I know.
Yeah.
When Daniel dropped off, James had internet connection problems.
I forgot Daniel was in here.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Man. Poor Daniel.
Daniel's like, I haven't even heard of half this shit you guys are talking about. This is like the old school fucking everything shit.
He just left, and he's like, I'm gonna go look at Star Trek or something.
Yeah. It's like we're
half the viewers that they didn't even see the shit because I'm private, but they'll be like watching like, what are they talking about?
What the hell?
It's like
oh my god, I'm interested.
What is that?
It's like saying like 100 wrestlers that I'm not even around anymore.
It's like we're discussing like trigonometry or something.
Yeah.
God damn.
Jesus.
Yeah, I used to do when Chips was on. I used to get on my.
Great.
I'd get on my bike, ride around. You know.
I had my Chips bike too.
Yeah,
I had a Chips bike.
Act like I was pulling over somebody and shit.
Did you shoot him with Leslie Jones?
Yeah, we were profiling blacks, pulling them over on our bike.
Blazing Saddles.
Yes, that was another one I said.
The History of the World, Part 1.
Yeah, definitely. History of the World. Well, I cut the last 5-10 minutes of that thing the other day.
Oh my God, we were watching that.
Blazing Saddles.
Fantastic.
But my favorite line of that's when they're remember they get the wagon stuck in like the mud or whatever. And the guy's like, send them in or something. He's like, what, the horses? He goes, no, the niggers. I don't want to waste any horses on
That's terrible. But that was back then. Back then they had.
Yeah, that was the line. So.
And there was no such thing as politically correct, and it was just everybody saw it. It was funny.
Yeah.
Now you can't even joke about somebody getting hacked by Russia, whether you want to put you in jail or something about espionage and running for president and stuff.
They're sitting around eating the fried beans.
That's what Mom remembers. Is that little tidbit about them just breaking food.
You know, it sucks. It sucks that in this day and age that nobody can say anything without everybody being offended. And I mean, even the guys that are running for president, like Trump made a joke, and right away they're like, oh, he shouldn't even run for president. It's like, come on, man. These people spend tons of money for these campaigns. You can't even like say one thing without them twisting it and turning it. I'm not just saying that.
Sons of a bitches. That's why they want to make themselves out to be the victim. They want to turn something personal into social. When you look back upon
they just don't want Trump to run. They don't want him to be involved in the whole thing.
The aspect that I have a problem with, I don't give a shit if people are. I'm neither Republican or Democrat. I've got no dog in that fight, one way or the other. But the thing that I have a distaste for are these social justice warrior like cunts that can't take a joke, and it's like I don't even give a fuck. I mean, I come on here and make jokes about shit, but it's like they're jokes. I mean, I goof on everybody, including myself, and things. So
God, I goof.
And people are going to be whining if they're going to go.
Yeah.
wetting their diapers over shit. It's like, fuck off, you little cons, you know?
Right. Like, you're not a racist, and you're not like this and that, but people that don't know you, they're right away like, oh,
No, I mean, I don't know what the big deal is. I mean, I love niggers. I don't understand what the problem is that these people are, like, freaking out, you know?
oh my God.
I got some gay friends. I mean, I got some...
I work with a gay guy.
I mean, I saw a nigger today.
Oh,
You know?
stop!
I mean,
You use those words.
I didn't look...
Leslie Jones?
I didn't-
Stop, God.
I didn't even look away
Killing
from them. You know, I'm not racist.
Killing me. Look what happened to Hulk Hogan.
What?
Saying those words. You can't even say those words, man.
Well, you can say it if
Lord.
you're making fun of the word itself, which is what I am. I'm actually when I'm saying that and making jokes about that.
They used to call us honkies.
Well, hold on, let me finish my. When I'm saying those things, I'm making fun of the ignorance of people who really are that way about
Right.
I
things.
had a buddy. I had a buddy I used to work with. He says, there are blacks, and then there are actual niggers.
God damn!
Big difference.
What was the difference?
The intelligence level.
Listen, everybody is created equal.
No, I mean
Well,
I'm asking what's the difference? Like I thought there was going to be a punchline there to
Yeah,
the difference
he
between.
He never said it. I'm assuming he meant the intelligence level,
Oh, god damn!
All right.
which is
I can't believe how much hatred like the female Ghostbusters thing that people lost their shit for the past couple.
So
of weeks.
who?
People are mad that I'm talking about the box office now. So Ghostbusters. I've got hundreds of views.
Well, they'll
Every time
fucking
I mention Ghostbusters, I'm defending, the brand.
they'll have a fucking brain aneurysm if you talk about the box
No,
office
they-
of Ghostbusters.
Right, they're flipping out. So I'm like, okay, I'll make even more videos. I make one every day. I'm doing about 100 views, 100 views, 100. They're just commenting and commenting.
God.
They
So
can comment all day long.
So who was your your teen crush? You know, these TV shows and musicians or movies or whatever. But I mean, everyone growing up had their.
Oh, Alyssa Milano when I was growing up.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
let's see. I can tell.
Mine was Nell Carter from Kitty Break.
Oh, my God.
No, I'm just kidding.
Give me a break. Yeah, I sure need one. Give me the break.
Oh,
Yeah.
speaking of flashback to the back in the day, fucking Miss Cleo died. Remember the infomercial?
Yes. Oh, shit.
You probably didn't predict that.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
they could never
apparently-
predict their own death.
Apparently, there's more than one Miss Cleo, from what I've read about. That they use different ones. So
I remember it wasn't this, but there was those trivia lines. I called one to try to get a chance on I think not Friday the 13th, the next Freddy Krueger movie, and oh god, I ran up a $200 phone bill because
God damn, Scott.
yeah, because what would happen is I'd get so far, and the sound would go out, and I thought, okay, maybe it's the phone. I switched to another phone. Same thing was going on with that one too.
I remember watching Freddy's Nightmares on TV show.
Mm-hmm. I cut like 2 or 3 episodes, and then it's like,
I got it on the box set that I bought, all the Nightmare on Streets together. They have the Freddy's Nightmares on there too. But I don't have the Halloween one. There was the Ultimate Halloween one, right? With all of them together.
I think so.
I don't have that one. I want to buy that one because I got the Friday the 13th box set. And like Nightmare on Street and the Chucky. I got all the Chuckies. Except for the new one.
I got to hear Scott's teen crush. What was your?
My teen crush. Oh jeez, I know. I can tell you my school teen crush. That was Mrs. Vignes, my 4th grade teacher. No.
Oh yeah, I like her too. She was a real hoe, man. I remember some nights with her.
I found out why I liked her so much. She had the same first name as my first real life crush, Sandy Hardy. But let's see, TV or movie.
Shout out to Sandy.
Barbeau.
Who?
Adrienne Barbeau.
I thought you were gonna say like Tiffany Amber Thiessen from Saved by the Bell or something.
She's my running second.
Oh, close second. Okay.
Behind a pole.
Oh, I gotta go to bed.
Okay.
God damn.
I know, but this has been a great anniversary episode. I hope everybody enjoyed us rambling on about stuff really, really old shows that we used to watch. Remember Sonny and Cher?
Yes.
That was a
Sonny Yarnell
or something. Remember what?
Sonny and Cher.
Really old.
I haven't seen
Sonny and Cher, man. I used to watch that all the time.
Shields and Yarnell.
Jesus, we're really showing our age. All right.
God
On
damn.
that note, take care. Bye for now.
Bye.